Hi, everybody. This is Randy Suits with a letter and a song. Today's letter for September 2 is Hope Springs Eternal. Poverty, disease, and ignorance of a country suffering the ravages of a long civil war destroy a nation and all hope of a return to pleasant and peaceful days. The advanced stages of civil war and unrest always bring starvation and unsanitary living conditions in a camp without water, toilets, showers, wash basins, physicians, medical care, medicines, or hospitals. When all resources are used in war, expectations of more atrocities and starvation bring despondency to the citizens of the afflicted country. The people are robbed of hope. Deplorable conditions or loss of hope causes a lack of faith. This is what Satan, the eternal enemy of God and man, causes every day of a Christian's life. He attempts to. Although the blindness of our educationally programmed expectations can deceive us, we would be in a perpetual state of atrophy if we gave in. When we come into a fullness of knowledge of Christ, our eyes are opened and to the manifold blessings of God. Even the tortures of a concentration camp cannot break the spirit that God has touched. For all who are sanctified, set apart from the world to God, that is, by the Most High God, hope springs eternal, for we draw strength and hope from our Lord. Those without Christ give in to the emptiness that fills the soul of those who lose hope. When we first met, our hopes were ignited as we looked forward to the next meeting and opportunity to speak or share time together. Hope is a vital part of any relationship from the inception through the duration of that union. It's true that our God is our ultimate source of hope, but the love we share is a perpetual, warm, fuzzy feeling. And as long as we cling to the promise He gave us, hope springs eternal for today and the new tomorrow. Hoping in our God and us. Kohane. Those are the prospects of people who serve the Lord. There have been many cases where nations have been in war. Eastern Europe, Poland, Czechoslovakia, Austria, those conquered nations by the Nazis, and even the Russians when they came in and occupied the country after the war and forced a communist government on those citizens. But you know, God's people, in spite of all that, were able to continue to be happy and live a life. It wasn't the desired life they wanted to live. But can you imagine living under those circumstances without God? So I can't imagine that. And unfortunately, there were some people who did. And I think many of those people had shortened lives, because who can live under that kind of duress and stress? But God is the great relief. He is the deliverer for His own people, and He makes a way when things are impossible. But in a relationship with a man and his wife, or a wife and a woman and her husband, there are many, many blessings. And in spite of all that, families had children, and they raised those children and reared them up to serve the Lord, in spite of the fact that a godless government was ruling them, and they wouldn't allow them to worship as they saw fit. Today's song, I'm going to do a song that Engelbert Humperdinck did. It's a good song. So I sing you to sleep after the lovin' with a song I just wrote yesterday. And I hope you can feel what the words and the music have to say. It's so hard to express everything that I'm feeling face to face. I just seem to go dry. But I love you so much that the sound of your voice can make me high. Thanks for taking me on a one-way trip to the sun. Thanks for turning me into someone. So I sing you to sleep after the lovin'. I brush back the hair from your eyes, and the love in your face is so real that it makes me want to cry. And I know that my song isn't saying anything new. Oh, but after the loving, I'm still in love with you. So I sing you to sleep after the loving. I brush back the hair from your eyes, and the love in your face is so real that it makes me want to cry. And I know that my song isn't saying anything new. Oh, but after the loving, I'm still in love with you. Oh, yes, after the loving, I'm even more in love with you. Good song. We like those kind of songs. And the intimate times in marriage, they are sweet. In those delicate moments, we give thanks for those. That was in God's plan, folks. The time that we have to be intimate with one another. May we be just as close to God. May we be have our mind so closely attuned to His thinking that we're aware of what He wants us to do, because that's the way it really should be. We have a daily walk with the Most High God. And remember that He has feelings too. You know, He likes it when you talk to Him as a son to a dad, a father, or a daughter to a father. Let's give thanks for all that God has done in the midst of all the strife and trials that we're facing now. God is a constant, and He intends for us to be happy and to live useful lives in the midst of our strife and trouble. And now, may the Lord, even the Most High God, be with you in all that you think, say, do, and are. Thank you for being. God willing, we'll see you again soon.